Thank you. We'll move on to the next question. Donnie will start this one, and then we're moving on to immigration policy. Immigration enforcement laws that were recently passed in Arizona are the result of massive illegal immigration in that state, which has brought with it drug cartels, kidnapping, human trafficking, and murder. The federal government's lack of response is what prompted the state to take the matter into their own hands. The current situation in Arizona highlights two significant issues. How do you deal with immigration, specifically illegal immigration, and defining the proper role for the federal government versus a state's rights? Two questions. First, was the Arizona law right or wrong? And second, we are a nation of immigrants, but illegal immigration has delivered with it terrorists across our border, and it's also brought with it a financial burden on our healthcare system, our schools, and our prisons. What changes would you make to our immigration laws that would address these concerns, and what would you do about the millions of illegal immigrants who currently are in our country?
This is a really great question, and it was phrased very, very well. Thank you for asking it. First, I think that the law that passed in Arizona was a reaction to the lack of action on our existing law, our existing federal law. This is a country of laws. We have to first enforce the laws we have. We have to secure our borders. I'm a voter, and those of you out here that are voters, if you have a hole in the bottom of your boat and you flip your bilge pump on, it's pumping the water out and it's coming right back into the sea. It's not much good. You have to flip on the bilge pump, but you have to try to patch the hole. You have to plug the hole into the boat. We have to secure our borders. But that leaves us, if we could do that, if we could secure our borders and enforce the existing law, it leaves us with the next question, and that is, what do you do? We're a nation of immigrants. What do you do with the existing people that are here? You can't just say, well, you're already here. You're going to be rewarded with the gift of staying. We're going to give you amnesty. You can't do that. People that came here illegally, in the term illegal immigration, they broke the law. But we have to do something as Americans. We allow people to redeem themselves. We allow people to pay their debt to society. Many of these people are not overburdening the healthcare system, but they're not contributing to it either because they're not paying taxes because they're illegal. So what do we do? One of the things that I've thought of that would be very effective would be you allow the people first to present themselves, check in with the government and say, I'm here illegally, I have proof that I've been living here a very long time, light bill receipts, birth certificates of children born in the United States perhaps. I'm here illegally. So you would have to take them through a process, perhaps fingerprinting, DNA testing to confirm that they're not wanted for some previous crimes, background screening, at which time you say you have a certain amount of time to come back and pay a fine. Because you did break the law, you're here legally. You're not going to be rewarded by just getting a free ticket. You're now registered with the state, you pay a fine, and after you pay that fine, after given a certain amount of time, you're on a path to legalization. You don't qualify for citizenship, perhaps for 15 years. You can't allow them to have the same benefits people that have gone through the hard process to get here legally, to go through and get the same 5-year window. These people aren't criminals, they broke the law, but they need to be given a chance, not through amnesty, but to become legal workers, to become people that are contributing to the system, paying taxes, to help reduce the burden that all of the people that are using the system now without paying taxes are creating. Thank you.
Thank you. Karen.
Well, first of all, what happened in Arizona is a cry to our federal government to stand up and do what they're supposed to by enforcing the laws that are already on the books. Just like most of us in this room, some of us have guns, and we keep them in our homes to protect our family, and if someone enters our home, we plan on using it. I feel the governor of Arizona was left no other choice. It was her responsibility to protect the citizens of her state, and she did what was necessary, and I support her actions because that is her job, as it is the job of the federal government, is to first protect us. And as Donna said a little bit about the illegal immigration, amnesty is not the answer. They came here, they broke the law, they need to pay the price. And yes, there's a penalty for that. But collectively, on both sides of the aisles, we should be able to come up with a formula to figure out what to do with the illegals that are already here. Some people I have come across have been in this country over 30 years, working under fake numbers, paying their taxes, never getting a tax return, and asking, what can I do? I'm tired of hiding. I want to be an American citizen. So we have to do something because as a country, we have failed. Yes, they came here and wrote the law, but we've allowed them to stay. We give them everything they want. Free health care, medical, kids go to school, they even buy property and obtain mortgages. So where is our responsibility for allowing this to continue for so long? And we can't really talk about anything until our government finally steps up and secures the border. They have stopped building this fence. What other ideas do they have for us? Now that the drug cartel is coming, all of a sudden it's important. Why hasn't it been important for the last 30 years? Where has our government been? Now we're going to have protests in Arizona because people say we're offending people, we're profiling them. This is the United States of America. We have the right to protect our citizens. And I'm sorry if people think they're being profiled, but we need to protect ourselves, and especially the kind of people that are coming across the border now. So I agree a lot with what Donna has to say. There is a way to figure them into the system. If it's a probation period and they haven't committed a crime and they've been here respectfully and paid their taxes and done the right thing, we as a country should take some responsibility and find a way for them to stay here as well. We're not a harsh nation. We're not a nation that's going to watch the TV news drag women and babies across the border and shove them back. We're not going to be that kind of a nation. So let's come up with real, concise plan as to what to do with the illegal aliens.
Thank you. Robert?
First part of the question, I believe, is how do I feel about the Arizona bill?
Correct.
Not strong enough. I don't understand what your definition of illegal is, but if you break the law, you break the law. Now, I've read the 16 pages, and that's my kind of bill, 16 pages. I'm tired of the 300,000 page bill. But 1,600 pages you can read through, and no words to say they're racially profiling, but they should criminally profile. If you know the perpetrator is wearing a white Lowry shirt, find the people with the white Lowry shirts. It could be red, yellow, black, and white, I don't care. But that white shirt with the Lowry guy, watch him or her. I see you out there. Illegal is illegal. And we should actually not only be in Arizona, but should be in every state. Because this process is just not along our southern border, but all along California and also Canada and our oceans here. Just check out our beaches, who's wrapping up this week. Ladies and gentlemen, the second part of the question is, what do we do with the folks already here? Well, I have two solutions. One, I'd like to remind you that if we grant amnesty, that will the Heritage Foundation came up with a number of $500 million a year. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about your wallet, but my wallet's pretty thin this week. Who's going to come up with another $500 million right on our deficit? Are we going to borrow from the Chinese? Or why don't we ship them to China? Something we have to do that we can afford to do. These people broke our laws. And I'm tired of the poster of the child sitting with the American flag and the lollipop because she's the only American in the family. Think about the diplomats that serve in our forces here that come over to this country from far countries, have children, but they're always the child of the country they came from. But you see, we have the anchor baby situation here. And interestingly enough, if you have a child 3 minutes after you arrive, you're entitled to $1,500 a month. I'm in the assisted living business. Do you know how many grandmas I take care of, and less than half of that a month, that paid Social Security their entire life? That's wrong. You see, the difference between the immigrant today and the immigrant of 100 years ago is that we are a less free America. We are now Europe light. Already, Donna, we're already there. It's called Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and anchor baby land. You see, it doesn't matter how much of a fence we build. If you build a 50-foot fence, you're going to have a 51-foot ladder because it's a $1,500 check every month on the other side, and they're coming from poverty. You're going to have to solve this issue of immigration by taking a look at who we are as a structure of America. Yes, we have to take responsibility for it, but they broke our law. Now, I'll leave you with this. They say there's about 20 million of them, but we don't really know. Reagan, he had amnesty, he thought it was 300,000, it was 3 million of them. I'm not going to say there's 200 million illegals out there, but I am going to say this. The government says there's nothing they can do about it. So imagine 20 million taxpayers, you and me, decided to break the law by not paying our taxes in April. You think they will find you?